It is FA Cup semi-final time, and in and amongst, well, both of our top four races right now, guys, we're going to be facing off us, Chelsea, against Manchester United at Wembley in an FA Cup semi-final. The winner is going to be facing either Manchester City or Arsenal in the final. So a lot at stake here, a really interesting battle, of course, with the top four race going on in and amongst this. This semi-final slapped right in the middle of it. This is going to be a cracker, so let's get into the match preview. And this game will be coming to us live from Wembley Stadium, of course. It's going to be 6 PM UK time, so a thrilling encounter. All eyes are going to be on it, and of course, we are going to be discussing all the ins and outs that you guys need to know going into this one. And like I just touched on there, I think this is such an interesting game, I really do. I think right now, both of the sides, United and Chelsea, are super focused on basically getting Champions League for next season, but this is actually a semi-final that smacks itself right in the middle of the battle that we're both focused on right now, and, maybe that does just play down the size of this fixture a little bit. I think, maybe if this was coming in a different stage of the season, say Chelsea and United already had secured what they wanted for this season, and maybe, it wasn't smacked in the restart like it is, this would have had a little more importance, but I just feel like both sides are kind of thinking, well, if we win this one, great. If we don't, fine, we just want to move on and get top four, and I think that's what it's got the feel about it right now, and I find that quite interesting. It's still such a massive game, United versus Chelsea, FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, but I just feel a little bit of it has been taken out of the fixture because of course, the situation we are both in. But having said all of that, both sides will want to win this trophy, and it's going to be interesting to see just how much both managers do, though, rotation-wise. Also the focus, is it going to be on the midweek games, is it going to be on this one? We've got Liverpool midweek actually, Chelsea, Man U have West Ham, so their fixture schedule is favourable, you would say, in that sense, but they did also have a lot less rest coming into this one, so I'm interested to see how both sides will go. I think essentially we're going to see full strength sides from both managers, maybe 2, 3, 4 changes max here and there, but I just think this is going to be a good opportunity for both managers. They'll be knowing if they win this, then they've got a great chance of winning their first trophy as managers for their respective clubs. So let's start with United then, guys. Let's get straight to it, and the fact is they've been absolutely immense of late, and it's not a team that us Chelsea fans and the Chelsea, I'm sure, staff and the players will want to really be playing against right now. I just think they come in as favourites to this one. They've been on wonderful form. I think that they're going to be a side that finishes actually third in the Premier League. I really do. I think they're going to beat West Ham midweek, whilst, I think Chelsea and Leicester have some stumbles across their way, and I think by the time the 38 games have been played for everyone, I think we're going to see United third in the table. And like I say, they come into this one on a great run of form. They've been on their longest unbeaten run in a decade, I think since 2010 or something. So, that just highlights how hard this fixture will be for Chelsea. We know it's going to be hard. We've already lost to them 3 times this season. We don't like playing them. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he loves playing against Lampard and Chelsea, apparently. Their attack and just overall side right now, I just think looks amazing compared to how it did, not long ago. And I just think they find the perfect formula really now to win matches. They've got a strong attack, they've got a strong defence, and they've got plenty of good stats going for them. Another one, we've already mentioned a few. Another one is that they've kept 13 clean sheets in their last 19 Premier League matches. And it's just not looking good really for Chelsea, and probably is looking quite good for United right now. Going away from how wonderful United have been though, guys, it is worth noting that, well, United have had a refereeing aid this season. I think it's been going through the season as a whole, but after the restart, it's ramped up a notch. Maybe we saw something similar with Real Madrid in the refereeing when they needed it most. It's been ramped up. I think it's been similar for United. They've been really great after the restart especially, and they've been on top form right now. And with the refereeing decisions that go their way, it just makes them unstoppable. They're getting clear decisions in their favour when they need it most. The Palace game they were struggling in, they should have conceded a penalty on the stroke of half-time. They didn't. Then Palace go and equalise. It was completely onside in my opinion. They ruled it out. And it just, for me, feels like United are being pushed towards the Champions League spots when they're probably already going to get there anyway because of how well they've been playing. So right now, United have got an unstoppable formula really, and it is going to be hard for Chelsea to beat them. But like we said though, guys, this game will have a strange feeling. I think both sides are massively focused on getting the Champions League spots for next season. That this game, it kind of does come right in the middle of that, and we'd probably be thinking now, we just want to get on with the season. We just want to win our last 2 games and, just see if we can get top 4 with a few favours going our way here and there. And right now, this game goes smack bang in the middle of all of that, and that will make it a really interesting watch. Let's move on to the Blues then. Let's move on to our Chelsea and how we've been doing of late. Well, really, as is the case always, it's been up and down and up and up and then up again and then down and down and up again and down and up. And that's been the season, guys. It really has. And we're not in the best moment right now, I don't think. I just feel like when I'm watching us, I don't really know what's going on. And this is a good shot at a trophy. It really is. And I think for us and for probably United too, it's all about getting top 4. It really is. And, you know, just before our game against United, we will actually be praying that Spurs do us a favour against Leicester. If they beat Leicester, Tottenham, then we'll be in a fantastic position to secure Champions League football next season. And that game, it sounds weird, is almost more important for us than the one we're playing in. It's that crazy right now in the top 4 race, and it's getting hot now for Chelsea. We've got you know, some massive games coming up. We got a really important victory against Norwich last time out, but like I just mentioned, we were playing terribly, and I just feel like we've been playing terribly for a few weeks now, almost since the restart really. I do worry going into the tough fixtures we've got left. We've got United now, then we've got Liverpool away midweek. Guys, I mean, I think it'd be a miracle if we even get a point from that. We've got Wolves on the final day, which we may have to win. Again, do you trust this team to beat Wolves? I don't know. And then, of course, we've got Bayern Munich coming up, which is almost a free hit, guys. We're out of the tournament. I just don't want it to be a battering. I really don't. It's got to be damage limitation, surely, that game. And if we beat United, we've got an FA Cup final too. So there aren't any pleasant fixtures left for Chelsea. And that makes me worry. It really does. We've got really tough fixtures coming up. I just worry, guys. You know, it's panic stations now almost. It's stressful times coming up. And for Chelsea and Chelsea fans, we're just praying now that we do get top 4. It really is that. If we can get, you know, an FA Cup, if we can get through to the final here against United, then that is absolutely wonderful. But I think for both sides, they just want Champions League football. But like we touched on for Chelsea, we've had inconsistency all season, and it is worth noting that as Chelsea fans, we can't really complain. The position we are in now is a wonderful one, and I wouldn't have thought at the start of the season that any of this would have been really possible. So the fact that we're in it now is great. I just want to give credit to everyone who's been involved in this. You know, Lampard, the players, how well they've done against sides who've invested massively. We've proved, you know, how much of a strong side we are. We are Chelsea. We competed even when people thought we couldn't. We've had so much going against us at the start of the season that, you know, you could make a 20-minute video on, so I won't go into it. But I think you guys know the obvious reasons why this season was going to be a struggle. So the fact we're here now is great, but I just feel that we are hobbling towards the finish line now. And like I say, Wolves away. Wolves at home and Liverpool away in our final 2 games. If Leicester and United don't drop points, if Leicester and United don't lose games, I think we're in serious trouble. So right now, like I say, the focus has to be on the FA Cup game. We've got a good chance to get to a final here in Lampard's first season. And of course, guys, we did indeed beat United to this trophy in the final in 2018. So United may be coming for some revenge, although they did knock us out of this one last year. And to be honest, we always seem to be coming up against United in these sorts of tournaments. This is going to be the 4th year running that we play United in the FA Cup. So, you know, teams, we often get one over them, they get one over us. It's been a bit like that of late. So lots going into this game, lots to talk about. Let's get into the team news though, guys. United have actually a bit of a left-back issue. That's kind of the only issue they've got. But Twanzebe and Jones, I've heard, are out. Shaw and Williams are actually doubts, but I do actually expect at least Williams to return for this one. Dalot, could he feature at left-back? That would probably be a positive for us. And of course, Talisman Odionogalo, I feel, is someone who we should be looking out for in an FA Cup fixture like this one. He's the sort of guy who could come in and snatch a vital goal. For Chelsea, though, we don't have as many injury issues as we usually have, to be fair. Of course, we're still without Kante, we're still without Gilmour, and I just think the former is going to be a massive loss for this type of fixture. It's the sort of game that N'Golo Kante thrives upon, and I think not having his presence in midfield is a big miss for us. And let's go on to the possible lineups, though. I've actually predicted the United lineup. There's been some predicted lineups going around saying they're going to rotate quite a lot. I can't see it happening. I really can't. I just think, why wouldn't they go for this one? They'll be smelling blood here for a 4th win over Chelsea this season. So I've put together this lineup for United. I think Romero will start in goal. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for us, I actually don't know. He's almost better than De Gea in a weird way for a one-off fixture like this, I kind of feel. But hey, we'll have to see how that one goes. I think Wan-Bissaka will start at right back. Williams, I think, is going to be fit in time for left back. At centre back, Bailly, I think, will come in and partner next to Maguire, give Lindelof a bit of a rest in there. Matic will return. I think he was rested against Palace. I've put Pogba next to him. I think they'll go with that again. And then that fantastic 4. There's been some rumours that, you know, maybe Fernandes will come out, maybe Greenwood will come out, maybe even Martial will come out for Igalo, like I mentioned earlier in the team news, but I can't see it happening. If I was to give my honest prediction of Solskjaer's lineup, I'd go with that. The fantastic 4 up front, the base in midfield, the defence a little bit changed, you know, no Shaw, no Lindelof, but you know, I think that's still a very strong United team, and certainly one that we will have to worry about as Chelsea fans and the Chelsea team. And now for the Chelsea lineup. This was actually the lineup that I've made and that I would play going into this one. I've gone for Caballero in goal. I trust him massively in goal, actually. And Kepa, I really like Kepa personally. I'm a big fan of his, but he just worries being gold. He really does, and he's just, I don't know what it is about him. I just don't really feel safe with him in goal, and that's never good as a goalkeeper. In addition, it is the FA Cup. Why not give Caballero a start? So I've gone for Big Willy Caballero in goal. At right back, I'd play Azpilicueta. At left back, I'd play Alonso. That's just personal preference for this one. I feel we're stronger defensively when those two play together. In the heart of defence, I've gone for Rudiger and Zuma. For me, there's no real debate there. For me, we don't have any strong centre-backs really. I don't feel there's a consistent centre-back partnership, but for a game like this, at Wembley against United, what do I feel more comfortable with? I feel more comfortable with Rudiger and Zuma. In midfield, I've gone for Kovacic, Jorginho and Mason Mount. You know, preferably I think we could have had Kante in there somewhere, but since he's not going to be fit and not available, I think that's the midfield three we have to go with. I'd go for a midfield three, not a midfield two anyway. Mount can join the attack, he can drop in and help out too. That's got good balance to it. And up front, I'd make some interesting changes. I think Giroud is almost the first name in the team on the team sheet for a fixture of this magnitude. He loves it in these sorts of games, and he is honestly such a big asset for this sort of fixture. I've put Pulisic on left wing. I just don't want to take him out. And then I've brought Pedro in, and you guys are probably thinking, that's a really weird choice, but Pedro Rodriguez is actually a player who's a serial winner. This is his sort of fixture, similar to Giroud almost. These are the experienced guys that come in. You look at the Europa League final last season, you look at some other games in that sort of magnitude, they come in, they do the job, and that's what we're looking for from Pedro tomorrow for me. I would play Pedro, I really would. That's the same front three that started the Super Cup. It works really well against Liverpool, and I can see it doing well against United too. For me, Willian has to rest. He's a bit of an FA Cup king actually, Willian, and I do really rate him for a fixture of this magnitude, but he needs to rest. He's exhausted, and Lampard absolutely loves him and never rests him, so I would bring Pedro in. I wouldn't start Hudson-Odoi, although I'm sure some fans would. For me, Pedro is a good player to use in this sort of game, that's all. So we've essentially been through everything there, and now it's time to end off the match preview with a prediction, guys. And if I'm being honest, I actually really don't know. I think United will win, unfortunately I do. I think they're stronger than us, I think they're superior. I think they're playing far better than us right now, and that's for sure. But I do also have an inkling that we will turn up for the big occasion. We are Chelsea, I do expect some fight. But the way we've been playing, guys, is just on a level far, far below the way United have been playing. Forget the refereeing aid. You know, they are on another level to us right now, and that is what worries me going in here. A loss tomorrow, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't really care what people put on social media if they start, you know, mocking us or whatever. I don't care. Honestly, I think our aim is top 4 now. And I just can't see how a United win would be a surprise tomorrow to anyone. I think the fact that it would be the 4th of the season would be quite damning, but hey, we've been in a transition year here, and we've certainly overperformed against the United side that have spent over £200 million. So, I mean, the big result on Sunday for me, actually, could be if Spurs beat Leicester. That would really, if Spurs beat Leicester, guys, I would go to bed in a good mood. I'd go to bed content. I'd go to bed happy knowing Chelsea are almost in the Champions League. If Leicester were to beat Spurs and we were to go at the FA Cup, my God, our season could be all of a sudden flipped on its head, guys. And that is certainly a possibility. I'm just mentally preparing myself for that because it's a massive day tomorrow in so many ways. That Spurs game against Leicester, my God, for once, guys, we are praying that Tottenham get a result there against Leicester. We really are. And for this one, hey, it'd be great if we can win it. But if not, I wouldn't get too down about it, guys. It's all about focusing then on the Liverpool and Wolves games and trying to get top 4, eh? But I'll go 2 on United. I do worry about their attack versus our defence. I just hope we don't get battered, essentially, guys, and I do expect us to turn up at Wembley, so I'll go for that. I'm quietly confident. I always am for these sorts of games. I think Chelsea have that mentality within them. It's in their blood, especially for the young players coming through. We'll hope to see that a lot more tomorrow, that we will go for this game. And if we put our lineup like I showed you guys earlier, I do have hope, but I just have to be fair and realistic in my assessment of how I think the game's going to go. But that's how I'm going to wrap this one up. Drop a like if you did enjoy it. Please get involved in the comment section down below. I'll be getting back to all of you guys discussing about the game and whatnot, and I'll see you guys for the review on Monday, I believe. That's going to be an interesting review. Will we be happy? Will we be sad? What will be the mood around the camp by Monday afternoon? My goodness me, we'll have to find out. I'll see you guys then. Until then, goodbye.